Please continue to stand for the Star-Spangled Banner sung by our NHS Chamber Choir. Test, test. Please take your seats. Dr. Rodrigue, members of the Board of Education, parents and families, Newtown High School staff, and of course, the members of the class of 2022. Welcome to the commencement exercises of Newtown High School at beautiful Blue and Gold Stadium. Before we officially begin, I want to publicly thank the staff at Newtown High School. As challenging as the past 2.5 years have been for students, It has been extraordinarily difficult for your teachers who continue to educate and support you, whether online, in person, masked or unmasked. Class of 2022, let's give all the staff at Newtown High School a very well-deserved round of applause. I would also like to recognize a very important person who celebrates with you today, as this is her final high school graduation before her retirement, effective at the end of the month. Dr. Rodrigue is an exceptional leader, a committed educator, and an avid supporter of all things Newtown High School. Dr. Rodrigue, as a school community, we wish you the best in your retirement and thank you for your unwavering support. As I prepared to address you for the final time today, I thought about the countless pre-recorded videos, morning announcements, and emails you've seen and received from me during the time at NHS, and quickly knew that the delivery of last-minute, critical, life-changing information was not the direction I needed to go. So today, I'd like to spend our time talking about a delicious treat that came to be in the late 1700s that, in my opinion, has withheld the test of time: the cupcake. The cupcake, quite simply, came about as a light cake that could be created and baked in a cup. Earth-shattering, I know. But I don't want to talk about the history of the cupcake. What I want to talk to you about is the significance and meaning that our society has put behind the cupcake. Think about it. We eat cupcakes to celebrate large life milestones. We buy cupcakes that are decorated with elaborate toppings. We use cupcakes to show sympathy, celebrate birthdays, and today, to celebrate your graduation. The cupcake, like any dessert, must be made with the exact ingredients in the exact quantities. And if that doesn't happen, and you add a little too much salt or a little too much sugar, your balance is off and your cupcake doesn't taste good. In a lot of ways, baking a cupcake is exactly what you did for 4 years here at NHS. You found the perfect balance of classes. You planned for which courses would help you in the future. You met with your school counselors to assure that you met all graduation requirements. And ultimately, you found the perfect recipe to find yourself right here, just a few short moments from officially graduating high school. So as I send you off into the world, feeling as though I've prepared you well, I remind you of that perfect balance that you'll undoubtedly be faced with again. Whether to go to class or sleep in, whether to go to work or ask for the day off, whether to go out with your friends or stay in with your family. I urge you to remember the perfection that is the cupcake. Think about the perfect balance that is needed for the cupcake to rise and the perfect balance that you had to find for this very moment. Don't forget or push aside the struggles, but remain focused on the end goal. A kitchen filled with the scent of cupcakes baking in the oven and the taste of a cupcake on a day of celebration. And think about the best part of the cupcake, at least in my opinion, the frosting. The decorative, sweet, delicious, fun part of the cupcake that you use to represent all of your different choices and balancing paying off. This moment is your frosting. Your parents, friends, and families supported you along the way, and today they're ready to celebrate with blue and gold frosting and sprinkles. because life is about balance, and cupcakes are for a celebration. So today, class of 2022, you will receive your diploma, but in addition to your diploma, as a gift from me, you will also receive a cupcake, because today is worth celebrating, and you have found the perfect balance and deserve a sweet treat. Congratulations, class of 2022. Even if there were moments when your recipe was a little off, you made it. The cupcakes are perfect, and I am so incredibly proud of you. Thank you. And now I am very pleased to turn the ceremony over to Camille Paradis.
We will now have comments from Christina Savo, Student Government President.
Thank you, Camille. Good evening, everyone. My name is Christina Savo, and it is an honor to be speaking to all of you tonight. I'd like to begin by thanking the phenomenal teachers and staff of Newtown High School. Your instruction, knowledge, and guidance these last 4 years have served us well, and we will forever be grateful to you. I would also like to thank all the parents for the love and support you have given us over the years. Your unwavering dedication to us means more than you will ever possibly know. I especially want to congratulate all of my peers. I am so delighted to be here with all of you at our high school graduation. I want to take a moment to acknowledge the extraordinary effort, commitment, and diligence we have all put forth in order to be sitting here today. Despite our high school years being affected by a global pandemic, we persevered, we overcame, and we succeeded. We are Newtown. Even though graduation represents the conclusion to our high school education, it also symbolizes the beginning of our future. After today, we will all go in different directions. Some of us will become scientists, educators, writers, and artists. Others will find their way in the fields of business, medicine, engineering, law, and so many other possibilities. Whatever road we each decide to pursue, I know in my heart that we will continue to succeed despite any of the challenges that will surely lie ahead. As the talented Nora Ephron once said, your education is a dress rehearsal for a life that is yours to lead. It has been a pleasure and a distinct honor for me to spend these last 4 years with all of you at Newtown High School. I will truly miss you, and I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you.
It is my pleasure to introduce Jane Matson and the NHS Choir.
until a new one comes along. I spoke to you in cautious tones. You answered me with no pretense, and still I feel I said too much. My silence is my self-defense, and every time I've held a rose, it seems I only felt the thorns. And so it goes, and so it goes, and so will soon, I suppose. But if my silence made you leave, then that would be my worst mistake. So I will share this room with you, and you can have this heart to break. And this is why my eyes are closed. It's just as well for all I've seen. And so it goes, and so it goes, and you're the only one who knows. So I would choose to be with you, as if the choice were mine to make. But you can make decisions too, and you can have this heart to break. And so it goes, and so it goes, and you're the only one who knows.
And now it is with great pleasure that we would like to introduce to you the Salutatorian of the class of 2022, Amanda Stowe.
Hello, everyone. Before I start, I just want to take a moment to thank everyone here for all that you've done to help the class of 2022 reach where we are today. Thank you to Dr. Rodriguez, members of the Board of Education, Dr. Longobuguco, teachers, family, and fellow graduates. If you know me, you know that hiking is something that I love to do and that you can find me doing all the time. And believe it or not, you have all just completed a hike of your own. Confused as to what I mean? Let me walk you through it. When we all first came to freshman orientation, we were given tours of Newtown High School by our link recruiters. And we were at the trailhead, reading the information at the kiosk. We were learning what the next 4 years would have in store for us. Then, on the first day of freshman year, we took our first steps on the hiking trail, breaking in our new shoes, trying to get a sense of our surroundings. We walked down the trail, following its twists and turns, our first few weeks of our freshman year. Next, the trees thinned out, and we reached a stream crossing, our first big challenge. It was our first big test in high school, some drama in our friend group, or having no one to sit at lunch. But we took a deep breath and found the rocks we needed to make it to the other side of the stream. We found the people who would support us, whether it be our freshman biology teacher or the person who sat next to us in English class. As the years went on, we reached trail junctions, scrambled over rocks, and braved the elements, but all the while we continued on. In March of our sophomore year, the scenery changed. The lush vegetation and deciduous trees transitioned to alpine plants. With little to protect us from the elements, the wind felt harsh, blowing us off course and causing our faces to sting from the cold. This was when the pandemic hit and NH transitioned to distance learning. Even though things got tough, we didn't give up. After fighting to continue moving forward through the blustery wind, we thought we could finally take a breath, that we had finally made it through. But we were only to be met with the trail becoming steeper. When we looked up, we could see that the summit of the mountain was in sight. We would have to do a lot of work to get there. Climbing the final stretch of the mountain involved staying up late into the night to finish college applications and study for AP exams. It involved finishing a long day at school, only to go to sports practice, and then a shift at work. But after all these challenges, we have finally made it to graduation. We have summited the mountain. Thank you all for being my hiking partners, for being the people who have been there to help me get back up when I fall, and for giving me advice on the next trail to go on, and for providing encouragement when I need it most. And I hope I've been able to be that person for some of you too. Now that we've made it to the top of the mountain, the view is amazing. We can look back the way we came and see the things we've overcome. And we can also look ahead and see that the mountain ranges extend for an infinite radius around us. We have reached the end of a chapter in our lives, but these countless other mountains provide opportunities for our future paths in life. Good luck to you all, and I hope to see you on another summit soon.
Mr. Ted Kohler, President of the Newtown Scholarship Association, will now present the Newtown Scholarship Awards.
Thank you. Good afternoon. We at Newtown Scholarship Association are always grateful that Newtown High School's administration and our Board of Education allow us to participate in the graduation ceremony and to announce the scholarship recipients. We at NSA can't put our finger on when this participation first began, but it certainly extends backwards for decades. And we are very appreciative to be able to be with you here today. One of the great things about living in Newtown is the palpable community spirit. There are countless noble causes and charities in our town, hardworking groups who have a positive effect on our quality of life, and a year-long calendar full of wonderful events that build that feeling of togetherness. Today's graduation ceremony is a great example of one of those community-building events. So, given all the great causes and charities in Newtown, why do we at NSA flatter ourselves to think that what we do matters? That awarding scholarships to students is important. I believe that Pat Lodra, our longtime first selectman, put it best when she said, quote, "I want people who contribute to NSA to truly know and understand that the most important thing any society can do is to invest in those who are going to carry over for them into the future. So if we want a better society, we need to continue to contribute to our youth. They're the ones who are going to make the difference." End quote. This year, Newtown Scholarship Association is able to support 52 students from the class of 2022. Our scholarship awards help reduce the amount families have to pay out of pocket for the cost of attending college and/or reduce the amount of student loans that the young person takes on. Loans which can be so crippling for years after they've received their diploma. In addition to this year's class, NSA supports college sophomores, juniors, and seniors through continuing aid. All told, this year, we will fund approximately 150 students from Newtown with an awards budget in excess of $275,000. As Derek Bach, the former president of Harvard University, said, quote, "If you think education is expensive, try ignorance," end quote. I'd like to read the names of the students and the associated scholarships that they have received. Kindly hold your applause until the end. I apologize in advance if I mispronounce anybody's names. Alexa Bissett is awarded the Justin Potter Memorial Scholarship. Catherine Bissett is awarded the Newtown Memorial Fund Scholarship. Olivia Bonacci, the Rock Family Scholarship. Maggie Briot, the Linda Cortash Memorial Scholarship, and William Honan Jr. Scholarship. Julia Calabrese, the Ryan Fetchick Memorial Scholarship. Michael Connors, the Marjorie Campbell Memorial Scholarship. William Connors, the Sandy Hook Elementary School Scholarship. Ann Connors, the L.C. Russo Honorary Scholarship. Anthony Kriske, the Brett Pryor Memorial Scholarship. Katarina Crow, the Susan Garrity Rubino Women Involved in Newtown Scholarship, and the Jason Edwards Family Scholarship. Jennifer Cruz, the Alan C. Embry Memorial Scholarship, and Doctors Deirdre Condren and Garrett Golisano Scholarship. Melina Cummings, the Jonathan Yulo Memorial Scholarship. Carol Decker, the Mr. and Mrs. Jack Friel Memorial Scholarship. Emily Dunford, the Virginia and Mac Lathrop Memorial Scholarship. R.J. Figueroa, the Robert Wire Brown Jr. Memorial Scholarship, and the Ruby and Kenneth Johnson Memorial Scholarship. Kate Fisher, the Greg Cheon Memorial Scholarship. Jarrett Forzano, the Lieutenant Robert Vogel USN Memorial Scholarship, and James and Barbara Hinckley Memorial Scholarship. Olivia Garcia, the Rotary Club of Newtown and Newtown's Women's Club Scholarships. Sophia Gorvara, the M.G. Russo Honorary Scholarship, and Virginia King Memorial Scholarship. Wiley Harris, the Jesse T. Roach Memorial Scholarship. Mia Hochstetler, the Karen Anderson Cole Memorial Scholarship. Jake Hockley, the Newtown Strong Scholarship. Nathaniel Hoffert, the Paul Smith Newtown Bees Scholarship. Dania Iqbal, the William M. Morlock Memorial Scholarship. Julia Kaiser, the Newtown Earth Day Scholarship. Evan Keckley, the Joseph Borello Memorial Scholarship. Shannon Kelleher, the Sandy Hook Organization for Prosperity Scholarship, and Zita and Carrie McMahon's Memorial Scholarship. Nora Klazuski, the Becca D. Demizio Memorial Scholarship. Nora Kolb, the Daniel Barden Newtown Torpedo Scholarship. Maya Krasowski, the Sacred Heart University Sandy Hook Elementary Scholarship, and the Lila and Robert Dean Scholarship. Marguerite LaBanca, the Ryan Fetchick number 368 Memorial Scholarship. Dorina Lamani, the Newtown Savings Bank Scholarship. Elliot Lurie, the Mr. and Mrs. Jack Friel Memorial Scholarship, and the Daniel Barden Newtown Torpedoes Scholarship. Matthew Mutera, the Dr. John J. Yulo Memorial Scholarship. Anna Metzger, the James and Betty Lou Osborne Memorial Scholarship. Olivia Nicholas, the Barbara and Joe Borst Memorial Scholarship. Chloe O'Connell, the Rich Barilari Memorial Scholarship. Liam O'Sullivan, the Savings Bank of Danbury, and Flora Lavery Memorial Scholarship. Walker Previti, the Newtown Strong Scholarship. Madeline Richard, the Eileen Willig Memorial Scholarship. Mark Sadowski, the Rebecca Van Sickle Memorial Scholarship. Melissa Schnee, the H.J. Russo Honorary Scholarship. Mitchell Schrader, the Fayette Overholt Memorial Scholarship. Jacob Schumer, the Taunton Press Scholarship. Harrison Silverman, the Risch Family Memorial Scholarship. Amanda Stowe, the Matthew Luff Memorial Scholarship. Catherine DeShera, the Lee Davidson Memorial Scholarship and Kirk Frazek Memorial Scholarship. Raina Toth, the Hertberg Family Foundation Scholarship. McKenna Ventresca, the Ann and Chris Nanavity Memorial Scholarship and Norma Pearson Memorial Scholarship. Ryan Verdi, the Joseph Hammond Memorial Scholarship. Jeremy Vogeli, the Cheon Band Memorial Scholarship. And Alexis Wasek, the Isabel Murray Memorial Scholarship. Thank you for your time and attention, and congratulations to the class of 2022.
I would like to introduce Dr. Rodrigue, Superintendent of Schools.
Good afternoon. I would like to recognize honored guests, parents, our staff, and administrators, Board of Ed members, Ms. Zukowski, Mr. Voros, Ms. Harriman, Mr. Cruson, Mrs. Larkin, Mr. Ramsey, and Mrs. Kuzma, Dr. Longabuco, and of course, our graduates of the class of 2022. We are so incredibly proud of you. There are undoubtedly many themes that can be applied when one thinks of this past year. Well, now I guess cupcakes are also on that list. For me, however, it's in the beauty of our memories and the anticipation of moving forward. Students, the last few years have certainly been a challenging road from which you all emerged courageously because of your great spirit and sense of community. But we're all honored to be here now with family and friends in a celebration of what you have accomplished, the positive stories you have created along the way, memories you will tuck away for the time being, of your aspirations, your friendships, your challenges, and your ultimate successes. And those successes have been impressive. With a 100% graduation rate this year, students will be attending the likes of Cornell, Florida State, Arizona State, Boston, Bucknell, Clark, Clemson, Colby, Fordham, Georgetown, Gettysburg, Michigan State, Northeastern, Providence, Rensselaer, RIT, Fairfield, Vanderbilt, Central, Sacred Heart, UConn, and many more, with 5 of our students heading into the military and others directly into the job market. But I hope as you anticipate the road ahead, you might reflect on these words. If anything, do better than the day before. Be better by learning from the mistakes you may have made yesterday. Be better by not only listening, but truly hearing, something the world could use right about now. Be better by serving your communities when they need it most. Be better by accepting intellectual challenges with renewed confidence. Be better by offering your strength and your empathy to those in crisis. So simple, but those words can have a profound effect on your life and the lives of those around you. Wesley Eugene Fessler was an American football, basketball, baseball player and coach, a 3-sport athlete at Ohio State University, and a consensus first team selection to the College Football All-American team 3 straight years. He coined the original Be Better sentiment when he said the following: "If we make every day better than the one before, today will be the best day yet, and the greatest days will await us in every tomorrow." Students, I promise there will be many, many positive experiences ahead of you, but there will also be times that test your skills, your strength, and your endurance. Like a well-trained athlete or skillful artist, your passion, determination, and grit will certainly help you tackle anything head-on. Characteristics that parents, teachers, counselors, and coaches have encouraged in you all these years. As graduates, we have no doubt you will use your talents for a great purpose, and as you move on, make good choices, accept opportunities even if they are challenging, and inspire others. But most importantly, strive to be even better than the day before. And thank you so much for the privilege of serving as your superintendent. I have been blessed, and I will think back so fondly and proudly of Newtown Public Schools. Best of luck to all of you. It is now my privilege to present Kate Fisher, the valedictorian of the class of 2022.
Thank you, Dr. Rodrigue. Good evening, family, faculty, administration, teachers, and most importantly, class of 2022. We've gathered here today, certainly dressed to impress, to celebrate this achievement as we look towards our future with enthusiasm and great anticipation. I didn't think we could top our cowboy costumes and mathlete attire from Senior Spirit Week, but I'd say we've never been better dressed than today in our wizard cloaks and square hats. Today is a wonderful time to recognize the people who have helped us get to where we are. We would not be here if not for the unconditional love and support from our parents and loved ones. You have all shaped us and built us up with your encouragement, preparing us to face the intimidating realities of the adult world. You have bravely tackled our frequent mood swings and sarcastic remarks, tolerating our teenage behavior, even when we'd snap at you just for asking how our day was. For that, our hearts are filled with gratitude. Teachers, thank you for never giving up on us, even when our answers to math problems were the furthest thing from correct. I promise we learned more in biology than just to blindly chant that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell when we hear you mention organelles. Your drive to mentor us and deepen our knowledge in your classes has been monumental in our eyes. You have taught us grit and perseverance and to have confidence in ourselves no matter the situation we are presented with. These lessons will undoubtedly stick with us for years to come. And of course, class of 2022, we made it here despite the debilitating disease that loomed over our heads, leaving many of us riddled with fatigue and confined to our beds, senioritis. Never did I expect what I once thought to be an imaginary concept to simply grab me in its arms and prevent me from arriving at my classes on time. Turning in those last few projects and presentations definitely pushed us to our limit as we made it to the final stretch, while our minds were already on vacation and our biggest focus was squirting one another with water guns. But nonetheless, we hit the submit button on all, or most, of those assignments to get here today. I think we often overlook just how hard we are on ourselves as students. Many of us have a tendency to treat our first draft of an assignment as our final draft, trapped in the mindset that something has to be done perfectly the first time. It sounds all too familiar to have spent hours on a paper, especially the speech, too stubborn to retrace my steps and start from the beginning. The student in all of us still has a ways to go, and it isn't even possible to meet the unreasonable standards many of us set for ourselves. By doing this, you limit yourself from potential improvements and fall victim to the judgment from your biggest critic, yourself. I encourage us to embrace mistakes as a measure of our hard work and see the promise in starting from square one. Draft your work as many times as you need to, because the second and third, maybe even fourth drafts are what are going to make you into who you're meant to become. Congratulations, class of 2022. Thank you.
I would like to introduce Mr. Richard Lai, our commencement keynote speaker.
All right. Good evening. Dr. Rodrigue, Dr. Longabuco, members of the Board of Education, parents, family, friends, and most importantly, members of the class of 2022. Thank you for this opportunity to speak with you on behalf of the faculty and staff. It is an incredible honor for me to be here today, but I can't help but wonder, why me? I have no particular knowledge or skill set that will somehow make the transition into this next phase of your life any easier. I can simply tell you how I got here to this particular moment with thousands of people staring at me, waiting for me to be profound, and me desperately trying not to disappoint them. I suppose this all began decades ago with, of all things, a job interview. I couldn't have been more than 24, 25, only a few years out of college, and I had landed what I thought was my dream job interview through a friend. Because remember, kids, it's not what you know, it's who you know. This job, however, would have monopolized my time and taken me away from my new wife for weeks or months at a time. It would have made me, and subsequently us, transient for the remainder of my career. The interview itself was a mere formality. Through the good word of my friend, the job was mine, assuming that I didn't burn the office down on my way out. I clicked with the person who was to be my new boss, and I wanted to be a part of this. After a few hours, it was winding down, and I was starting to pack up. He leaned in and said, "I have one last question. What do you want the opening line of your eulogy to be?" I had prepared for every possible question, but not this. I froze. I was young and I had never even considered that question. How does one begin to consider the label that they want to define themselves for all eternity? Me being me, I answered with the first thing that popped into my head, and I said, "My name, I guess?" He smiled and shook his head. I thought I had bombed the final question. But the reality was, it wasn't me. It was the question that he had asked. He either couldn't or didn't ask the question that he really wanted me to answer. For the past 12 years of your lives, you have cultivated clearly delineated labels that have come to define you as a person and your personality. Whether that label be scholar, artist, band kid, athlete, member of the color guard, unified helper, or writing center tutor. Despite the hard work that you put into those endeavors, in a few minutes when I stop speaking and you receive your diploma, none of those labels you've created for yourselves will matter. From this moment forward, no one will care what you did in high school. No one will even ask. Even the label we are about to bestow on you of high school graduate isn't that impressive. Congratulations, you are joining the exclusive club that includes 90% of all adults in America. In the world, the assumption is that everyone has a high school diploma. For some of you, this feeling will be incredibly liberating. You are now free to define yourself however you see fit, without the constraints of high school or your past holding you back. For others of you, this will be disorienting. Your basic definition of self is no longer valid. You will have to redefine yourself in an unfamiliar environment with unfamiliar people. And then what? The real question he wanted to ask me but couldn't was, would I allow this job to define me as a person for the rest of my life? Would I put this over everything else in my life? Would I sacrifice everything else in my life for this? He offered me the job, but I had to decide how I wanted to define myself. You see, this isn't going to be the last time you have to make this decision. There are labels that you can decide to take with you for the rest of your life, and others that will come and go. The beauty is you get to decide. I chose for myself and did so by turning down the job. I define myself not by what I do or what I have or where I am. I define myself by the relationships I have created in my life. I'm the son of a special ed teacher and an appliance repairman. I know how to work from them. I know that the most important way to show love is to be present from them. I know that money isn't as important as what you do with it from them. I am the husband of the most interesting woman in the room. She has opinions and questions on everything. I know love from her. I know understanding from her. I know undying friendship from her. I am the father of two precocious young women. They are readers and artists and instigators of good trouble. I know patience from them. I know happiness from them. I know the infinite of possibilities tomorrow from them without forgetting the fierce urgency of today. This is not to say that any of this is perfect, because nothing ever is. But it's the striving for perfection that gets me out of bed every morning. You see, it may never be obtainable, but we continue to fight up current, and every day we get a little bit closer. So now, when I ask the question, I can confidently say, I'm a father, a husband, and a son. My hope for you is that you will find something in your life that will make you as happy as these labels have made me. So now, it's your turn to decide. What exactly is it do you want? Thank you very much. Congratulations, and good luck.
Dr. Rodrigue, by the authority vested in me as the principal of Newtown High School, I present to you the class of 2022. I certify that this class has fulfilled its educational commitments in all areas of curricula.
Mrs. Zukowski, Chairperson of the Newtown Board of Education, it is my pleasure and my duty as Superintendent of Schools to certify that the student candidates have completed all graduation requirements as prescribed by the Newtown Board of Education and the Connecticut State Board of Education. Ms. Zukowski, I present to you the Newtown High School class of 2022.
Curly hair and glasses don't go together very well. Dr. Rodrigue, Dr. Longobuco, good afternoon. And good afternoon, families and friends, faculty and staff, and most importantly today, members of the class of 2022. Take a look around you. Look across your sea of classmates who shared in your Newtown Public School experiences. all those textbooks, all those projects and tests, and all those long, long hallways. Some of you today can say, yay, no more textbooks, tests, and long, long hallways. Some of you will need to wait 2 or 4 years, some even a few years beyond that. But the day will come when they are no more. And look around the periphery to all your parents, siblings, and relatives, your teachers and other school staff, your neighbors and friends. They know learning never ends if you're lucky. And they know one of the simplest ways to learn is to just listen. I'd like to share a true story about listening and learning. A father and his autistic son were headed on an overnight trek into the mountains with their fellow Boy Scouts. As they progressed on the hike, the son stopped. He said it was going to rain. His father, knowing the boy feared being outside in the rain, assured him that local meteorologists had been consulted and that all agreed there would be no rain that night. They continued for a ways further. The son stopped and refused to go on, insisting it was going to rain. So, father and son turned around and headed back to the cabins from whence they started. At 2 a.m., the rest of the Boy Scouts joined them, dripping from head to toe. One of the strongest storms of the year was raging outside. Later that morning, the father asked the boy how he knew. His son replied that he saw the ants reinforcing their hills. Listening is sometimes hard, and even those who are really trying may not hear what another is truly saying. But it is well worth the effort, especially if you listen to people who have different life experiences and perspectives. Listen, and perhaps you, like the father, will learn how to avoid plodding through mountain mud in the wee hours of the morning. On behalf of the Board of Education, I am so pleased to present the Newtown High School class of 2022. Congratulations.
The diplomas will be presented first to the top 5% of the class and then to the class of 2022 in alphabetical order. Madison Benson, Isha Menderata, senior class officers, and Andy Zhang, senior class officer and in the top 5%, will now present the seniors for diplomas. Please hold your applause until all names have been read.
Kate Fisher. Amanda Stowe. Rachel Gita Arena. Brian Nicholas Garten. Sean Kenny. Nora Kolb. Elliot James Lurie. Juan Jose Mendez. Naha Nawaz. Benjamin Oakes. Jeremy Dale Pankow. Let's go, Jeremy. Christina Savo. Samuel Paul Stabley. Aiden Waller. Let's go, Aiden. Jasper Davis White. Jordan Helena Whitmer. Mackenzie Lynn Adair. Brendan John Adams. Jamie Elizabeth Adams. Colin Adis. Tori Aguiar. Maliha Ali. Alec Dennis Almeida. Nicholas Altamari. Cynthia Alvarez. Naya Jane Amin. Gregory Andrew. Matthew Thomas Antigliani. Lola Arujo. Alejandro Marcus Ariano. Chad R. Graves.
Jesus Christ.
Brittany Abigail R.P. Wait. Hunter Villardian. Kylie Baker. Andon Bambino. Elise Baricelli. Sorry. Yeah, what? Cooper Bennett Batesa. Fernanda Batista. Isabella Battaglia. Kenzie Bennett. Angela Bernal. Sarah Birchie. Ryan Bisho. Tessa Big Wharf. Matthew Biondi. Alexa Bissett. Catherine Bissett. Benin Peter Blessy. Olivia Bonacci. Audrey Bada. Emily Batone. Alyssa Bova. Leah Bowman. Gunnar Bazenko. Orion Cole Braxiak. Aiden Braddock. David Braun. Maggie Baker Bro. Colin Breslin. Brianna Briante. William Brock. Emily Brown. Owen Brown. Damian Luca Buccieri. Aiden Budge. Thomas Bukowski. Jake Scott Bulkley. Isabella Butler. Julia Calabrese. Ryan Callahan. Clay Camputaro. Samuel Canizzo. Ethan Capener. Miles F. Capener. Michael Christopher Carbone. Caroline Casetta. James Matthew Salentano. Tiffany Chen. Victoria Chop. Noah W. Clark. Alex Patrick Clavajo. Delia Clouden. Louis Kokoza. Amanda Colonel. Giovanni Aldo Compasso. Annie Connors. Michael Connors. Molly A. Connors. William Connors. John Michael Cordero. Gia Corso. Anthony Crisci. Julian C. Crone. Jennifer Cruz. Marie Helena Cullen. Melina Marie Cummings. Charlie Curtis. Amelia Daly. Jessica D'Amico. Carly Decker. Samantha Del Judas. Mark Deloe. Faith DeMaio. Matthew DeMott. Enzar Diverzovic. Go that way. Natalie Elizabeth Despagna. Olivia Dosher. Scott Douglas. Caroline Drew. Emily Dunford. Mihail Dushi. William Kenneth Eagleson.
Joseph Aarons. Amalia Nicole Escalera. Michael Estevez. Connor James Faxon. Lance Stephen Featherstone. Shane Feely. Alexandra Ferrara. Rogelio Figueroa III. Jarrett Patrick Forzano Jr. Ava Foss. Shane Freight. Zachary C. Friedman. Gregory Michael Gargano. Amy Nicole Genovese. Ryan David Gomo. Jake Gonski. Jeffrey Gonzalez. Sean Gordon. Ashley Elena Gotch. Elizabeth Claire Gotchlick. Kendra Jasmine Spence Guevea. Marcus Scarfeo. Jenna Gracerstein. Colin Granville. Deegan Granville. Eric William Gray. Madeline Elizabeth Greenhaw. Riven Galen Gregasabo. Tyler Jacob Griffin. Mia Guarna. Sophia Isabella Guevara. Richard Guman. Ella Hage. Caroline Hancock. Wiley Graham Harris. Tyler Knight Harrison. Arden Hildenbrand. James Reinhard Hilfeld. Amanda Nicole Hirsch. Trevor J. Hislop. Mia Patrice Hochstetler. Jake Hockley. Nathaniel Hoffert. Jacob Hostler. Amelia K. Hufschmied. Alexandra Hunter. Margaret Hurley. Michael Edward Ilfeld. Jonathan Marcel Ingersoll. Danya Iqbal. Matthew Joseph Irving. Benjamin Ismail. Andrew Robert Jacobs. Matthew Edward Jacobs. Charisse Esperance Jean Charles. Gabriela Jimenez de Ferraro. Julia Rose Kaiser. Kaliana Dina Calamas. Chloe Amelia Carnes. Alexander Kasbarian. Cody Kastanek. Lance Keys. Evan Keckley. Shannon Kelleher. Colin Kelly. Nora L. Klacheski. Hana Kojajiku. Sophia Cordish. Erin Shea Kornhaas. Magdalena Kotial. Maya Krasowski. Samantha Keurig. Marguerite Labanca. Maya Charlotte Lobby. Angelo Lamana. Avery Renee Landgrebe. Luca Escobar Lapierre. Catherine Larson. Sophia Lubinsky. Jessica Lima. Christopher Leone. Dorina Lamani. Emily Litke. Emily Rose Longo. Bridget Lovely. Hannah Lucian. Kyle Liu. Kylie Maddox. Max Matichek. Matthew M. Marr. Then Abraxas Mahoney. Anthony Frank Manka III. Connor
Connor James Manna. Carlo John Morano III. Nathaniel Wayne Marchese. Caitlin Markham. Eli Martiska. Parker Mascool. Kira Masone. Matthew Ryan Matera. Allison McCarthy. Molly McCleary. Joseph McCrae. Ethan David McGinnis. James McPadden. Vivian Meehan. Perry Elizabeth Meeker. Morgan Grace Malillo. Anna Metzger. Andrew David Miklevitz. Shayna Millard. Robert Michael Miller. Lauren Rose Milligan. Dylan Mangachos. Kyle Stephen McKovac. Ian Spencer Moore.
Nicholas William Matola. Mateo Luis Mura. Shannon Patricia Muckle. Catherine Jean Murray. Gavin John Murray. Emery McGodney. Jackson Newsom. Lacey Caroline Newton. Ari Nichols. Olivia Nicholas. Chloe Elizabeth O'Connell. Liam O'Connell. J.P. O'Leary. Christopher Daniel Osorio. John O'Sullivan. Liam Aiden O'Sullivan. Emily Joan Paltoff. Marcus Paltoff. Joshua Selby Parsons. Allison Mackenzie Pavlicek. Acadia Emmy Peterson. Aaron Faniff. Annie Phelps. John Pierce. Matthew James Petrazio. Erica M. Pontor. Lauren Pope. Jorge Quasada. Julia Lee Rayani. Luke Ramirez. Charlotte Renee Rosino. Kendall Taylor Reed. Kennedy Reeds. Blake Edward Regner. Sean Joseph Riley. Owen Reinhardt. Maya Rankert. Kessler McLean Roden. Madeline Grace Richard. Catherine Elizabeth Rodriguez. Leah Rojas. Abigail Rooney. Katie Emily Rowan. Luke Ryer. Mark Sadowski. Ethan J. Salviti. Catherine Elizabeth Sargent. Devin Savoy. Kenneth Savoy. Julia Scatolini. Rune Shafrath. Ella Schmidt. Melissa Schnee. Reagan Rose Shane. Mitchell Schrader. Jacob Logan Schumer. Dylan Harris Schaefer. Erin Margaret Shaw. Sydney Taylor Sheehan. Riley Brooke Shelton. Daniel Sibley. Harrison Robert Silverman. Jackson Sims. Evan Lewis Smith. Heath Sorensen. Claudia Sorrentino. Michael Spinetta. Thomas Spicer. Nina Srivastava. Jacob St. Louis. An Steimel. Christopher Sowell. Kyle Patrick Strait. Elena Shagru. Kaylin Sullivan. Logan Sullivan. Lily Swanziger. Kira Kimberly Tanasi. Megan Tarpey. Ethan A. Tavar. Katie Tuxera. Thaddeus Jan Taraskiewicz. James Michael Thorpe. Kaylee Timmons. Louis Tamai. Raina Toth. Edwin James Tout. Thea Trotta. Emery Tullis. Megan S. Turco. Kyle Turk. Madeline Grace Twitchell. Darren Untrang. Jacob Allen Underwood. Alexa Unger. Eric Vanderwert. McKenna Grace Ventresca, Lillian Verdi, Ryan William Verdi, Christian Villa, Christina Vitti, Jeremy Vogelai, Jason Andrew Walsh, Alexander Michael Walton, Ella Rowe Wanzer, Alexis Marie Wasick, Cam Arnoldy Wharf, Isaiah Ainsworth Williams, Vincent Malanga Wilson, Emma Wisniewski, Alexis Kimberly Woods, Kira Brem Rage, Caitlin Zaneski, Justin Zemo, Frank Benjamin Welber, Jessica Visca,
Camille Paradis, Madison Alexandra Benson, Isha Mendarata, Andy Zhang,
At this time, I invite the class of 2022 to stand and move your tassels from the right to the left side. Congratulations to the class of 2022.